Yeah, and then they kept adding businesses.
They all stay on, right?
I'd rather do the IT. So they brought in another controller type. She and I worked
Now I got the real heavy artillery.
The heavy artillery.
Yep.
Is that a video?
Yeah.
Camera?
Yeah.
maxed out liability at this point.
Sounds like Dan.
Going back to school is really good.
Hi, David.
Hello.
You got the audio and the video?
Yep.
Glad you came to take some pictures at the party.
Yep. That's my job.
Hi, y'all.
Oh.
Itsy bitsy spider went up the sky. Yay!
Every time.
That's awesome.
Good job, David. Good job.
Let's go. Let's see how this comes together. It'll be a miracle. This is going on YouTube.
Now what I need here.
Justin.
For a group photo.
You gonna take a picture of taking pictures?
Yep.
Okay.
Do the Itsy Bitsy Spider song again.
The Itsy Bitsy Spider, well done.
Do the Itsy Bitsy Spider again.
We'll do it later.
What kind of space do we need to get into?
I think from about that second. Jules in the bathroom. We should have the kids.
Well, we wait.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Who's in the bathroom?
I don't get much more hide on tiptoes.
David.
David, where's Andy?
Okay.
Video. Everything's being captured.
Thank you.
Where is David?
You want to switch?
Where
Oh, she's got some good close-ups.
Good.
Get this emerald.
We must be on
This all right now.
video.
You're getting some good ones, Dave.
Okay, here we go, David.
Now Alex is
David,
back.
leave it right there.
Alex, where have you been all this
So
time?
where are you two gonna come to? David, just leave it, but let it run.
I can do it, guy.
Okay.
Okay, I gotta get my other one.
Hurry.
I'm not thinking until he. What's that? You can't scan.
Wait, you're blocking, yeah.
Every moment.
Stand in front of somebody.
See him? Open your eyes.
Okay.
How much time do we have?
Oh, we got a lot. We're gonna just sit here.
Oh, you got it. Pretty soon.
Yeah, I gotta,
Can I sit?
I gotta make sure.
Is that
Click.
alive?
It's gonna go off right now.
Don't just around so they can turn it upside down.
Right. He's got this tripod and everything.
Oh,
One behind somebody that. Will you smile?
Like this.
Call him Bruce.
Go.
You got your hair.
Robin and her gang.
Okay, everybody down.
well, wait a minute. I don't know why it's not.
I remember the picture of
Okay,
Jay's
try
brother
again.
doing a picture like that.
Go.
Damn, diving across the garage.
Seeing, you know.
Oh,
now
lights
getting
on.
down. You're getting really good at running in fields, Robin. Yeah. And run. It didn't go.
Got a timer on it? Oh. This is not possible. Oh. Okay, here we go.
Is it going?
Not yet.
No, Taylor.
No light. It's supposed to be a light? No.
Yeah, right.
Here we go.
Hey!
One more.
Was that one with you?
In your hand.
Put your hand down. Cheese.
It has a cheese
Right.
light.
One more.
It has a cheese light.
Okay, ready?
Yes, everybody's second. Funny picture. Funny picture. Funny picture.
Okay, funny picture. All right.
Okay.
Goofy picture.
Do some goofy. Funny picture. Funny picture.
Okay.
funny picture.
Funny picture. Funny picture.
Hey, that's pretty funny.
Okay.
Calm down, but.
No, that wasn't funny.
Yeah.
Well, going back for round 2.
Can you watch her real quick? I gotta.
She's easy to watch.
Sort of.
As long as you know how to walk. Why do you think she's the sort of?
When she gets in the mood, she says no. No.
Because you get her in that mood. Hey, Taylor.
Whose name is that? Is that Mommy's?
Don't tape. Don't tamper.
Should all kind of integrate
Don't tamper.
on this side. Chairs over there. Is that real or decaf? About half.
Do you know? I don't think it's on. Red light means nothing. It means it's off, right?
She won. She did.
Right?
We're at,
I thought.
take some pictures. And she had a digital camera that Tom and Robin had set.
Clang, clang.
Let me slide over. 46.
Where did you meet her?
At Washington State.
Or boiling water.
We're on camera. Hi, David.
Hello.
We both worked in the library.
So we wanted to take this opportunity.
One day, one way or the other, that my parents were married. Almost right to the date. And she was going to Walla Walla. What's that college there?
Whitman.
Whitman. And supposedly she wrote Dad and said, come take me away from all of this. And of course my dad was glad to do it. But that wasn't no small thing because he had horses only. And they had to go down across the Snake River. He took a chaperone along. I don't know what his name was. I have heard it, but I've forgotten. And I really would like to know about that trip, whether it took them a week or 4 days, or it would take a while anyhow. And they were married in the town of Garfield. I don't know which church. And those days, it was customary to have chivalries. If you don't know what that is, it's not nice for the married couple. Sometimes they take them apart and wouldn't let them get back together for days, and it was.
Well, that's just mean.
So now they have bachelor parties instead, right?
But Dad fooled him, because he got a fast horse and took him up to a little town just north of Garfield, and they got on the train there, and nobody chivalried him. So
Your dad probably knocked him in the block.
well, he was a good horseman, but he didn't like school much. That's about it.
Who are
are you?
I am Catherine Lenora Cart Kerns.
Yeah.
And I met this man when we were at Washington State College together in the 1940s. And we both worked at the college library in the evenings. And I thought he was married because he was so quiet.
Married shit, yeah.
Well, that was the years that education in the United States changed drastically because the veterans of Second World War came to school on the GI Bill. And so for the first time, freshmen were not necessarily 18 years old. They could be much older than that, and that's what I thought Gene was, and he still is older than I am. And,
Funny how that works.
yeah. But my roommate knew him, and she said, he's not married. Oh, how nice. And we were both on independent council. He represented his dorm, and I represented mine. And so we got together and dated, and it was the custom of the Stimson Hall boys, men, to serenade. And they had pins in the dorm. And Jean was president of the dorm. I was head counselor at my dorm. And the men of Stimson came and serenaded me, and he gave me his pin. So that's before an engagement ring, to be pinned. And later then, there was an engagement ring, and we were married in Pullman, and it was baccalaureate in the morning, graduation in the afternoon, and wedding in the evening, because most of our friends were seniors. And it was 1948, and they were vets, and they needed to get jobs. So everybody was leaving like the next day, so we did it all in one day.
Wow, what a day.
50 years later, we went back and celebrated our 50th in the same church. And those of you who were there will remember it was during a Kerns reunion, and we had made arrangements with the photographer who lived across the street from the church, and later somebody said, gee, I'm glad he was sober. And we were going to be married out in front of the church, had the photography done out in front of the church because there was gorgeous plantings out there, and it was May. We arrived Sunday morning, the whole street had been torn up, and there was a great big yellow road grader sitting in front of the church. So we went inside and had the pictures done. And then another thing about this man I married is that he has always rescued me. The classic example was in Silver City, New Mexico, when I went to the post office after school one day, and I had Christmas cards to mail, snowing outside, and when I went back to the car, I found out that I started my long history of locking the keys in the car. So I went back in and asked the postmaster if he had a hanger. Well, yes he did, but I didn't realize that the lock was straight up in the car, and so it didn't do a bit of good. So I called Jean at home, and I went back in, took the hanger back to the postmaster, and I said, well, I called my husband, and he's going to come and get me. He said, are you going to get killed? And I said, no. He asked me if I wanted to go out for dinner. So that's the way it's been, and I'm very fortunate.
She forgot the time that she drove over the hill, but near killed herself, lost a shoe, and Ole.
Only
Oh,
Hoffendorfer.
yeah.
Oh,
He was a nudist, but it was in the winter. Nude.
He was a nudist.
And she come driving home with.
That was our neighborhood, Ray.
He had his hat on.
Yeah, right.
well, he was visiting at the house, and I went over the edge of the road and went down the canyon with the car to get a treat.
Everyone thought I did it. I
Yeah,
just got my
everybody thought
license.
Susan must have been driving on that one, but, and anyway, Ole Offerdahl was there, and he offered to take me home.
Sure,
Gene had
offered.
told me to go out, he told me not to go into town that night, but there was a baby shower, and I insisted on going, and I went right off the road and over the canyon.
And she didn't make it to the shower.
But Ole brought me home, and that was fine.
He was dressed.
He was a good friend.
Well, I'm the next oldest after these two,
Okay, good.
so I should probably say a couple of things. Did you receive our Christmas card?
No.
You didn't?
I think so.
Well, there's Christmas cards we
okay.
haven't opened yet, because
Okay.
things have been so busy, so
We
maybe.
bought a box of cards to send out to friends and relations, and we came to one Spanish one.
Oh.
So I thought of you immediately, because you like to read Spanish signs and tell us what they say. So I signed it, Hola, Feliz Navidad.
Oh,
sent it to you.
Oh, good. Well, that's one of the unopened ones, so we will open it.
okay.
Yeah, we've got that. Thank you.
So this is actually Katie's story, but she likes to tell when I stayed with them and they were first married.
Oh.
About the cereals. I drove her into emptying out the boxes of cereals so I could take the masks off the back and the prizes out of them. Pretty soon she couldn't do any more cooking because her bowls and the cupboards were all full of cereal.
Jerry, you
So-
wrecked it for all of us.
Yes, well that's the thing. She keeps calling me her first. Not firstborn, but her first child. And then she keeps saying, well, when my kids came along and they wanted to do things like that, no. No way. Just no way.
You were ready.
He had us trained.
But Margie and I have been down here a couple of months now, and then in the last spring we were down for about 3 weeks, 1 week in Casa Grande. And Gene and Katy and Ralph and Tom and Robin have invited us to things. They've invited us to birthdays, jam sessions, anniversaries, Mexico. It's been really, really great.
Feliz Navidad.
And I just want to thank them all and say how nice it is to see the others I haven't seen for quite a while. Susan and Nancy and Bruce and all their families. And thank you very much for making us so welcome. We really, really appreciate it.
Well, thanks for being back with us, big brother.
I need to get, I have to ask Katie for a favor here, real quick. Today, I just, and it's right here.
Red shoe.
Katie was telling me how she just loves shoes, and she has so many of them. And so she said that she got this shoe and some others on sale. And so I told her when she said that to me, and she was looking for another match to another pair of shoes. I said, well, Katie, you should have just bought more shoes. Since they were on sale, right? You'd save a lot of money there. And Jean never even hit me. And I think that's the secret to their marriage.
I'm Ralph, and I'm the middle child in this family, the middle son and all that. Yeah, it's all been good. And all of it? All of it, every single minute. And I just want to relay a family tradition that I don't know where my dad got it, but I think he did it with every one of us, and I did it with my kids. And now Taylor, the youngest, my grandchild, we do this. ride a cock horse to Banbury Cross to see a fine lady upon a white horse, with rings on her fingers and bells on her toes. She shall have music wherever she goes. And Taylor's getting a little bit tired, so I think that we're going to try to get as much out of her as we can at this point.
Oh no. Oh yes.
So now we're going to do
Her talent.
her talent
Oh,
and,
my
her, and her parents' talent.
And we'd like everyone to join in because it helps.
Okay.
Let's start with the team.
Oh yes.
All right, ready?
She's smiling
Can
already.
you sit down?
Yeah.
All right. Itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain.
So
And the itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again. All right, we have one more.
Oh, got another one.
One more.
Encore.
And if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. All right.
Thank you, JJ.
So, Dad, where did that?
Dad, I don't know, probably from his dad, and so on. It's traditional. Doesn't everybody do that?
Okay, I am the next oldest. Brilliant maneuver there. I'm interested in politics, and I think maybe part of that stems from my upbringing. I was raised like Barack Obama in a mixed marriage. And, you know, he's cuter than I am, but, so I've always been interested in politics, but I didn't know how involved my parents were. You know, back in 1948, there wasn't the internet, and now there is, so I was able to really research and find out what was going on back then when they get married. And I really didn't realize the extent that President Harry Truman was interested in the engagement of Gene and Katy Kerns. But apparently he really was following this, and maybe he was a little concerned that something would happen and, you know, one of them would get cold feet at the last minute or something like that. But in my search on the internet, I came up with a photo, and this must be from, I'm thinking maybe, I don't know, May 31st, July 1st, something like that, 1948. And so I found this photograph, and I made a copy, and I want to give this to you. And I think I'll have to just walk around with it. But he was really tickled to find out what happened that day. And that Mom and Dad really did go through with
There he is, true. Actually, we voted for Wallace. Henry Agard Wallace.
And that's another reason I was surprised he was so interested in the war.
Well, we always canceled each other's vote.
Not that time.
Well,
That's
sometimes
what I mean about the mixed marriage.
That's right. Golly sakes, he didn't have the sense of a goose. Well,
I'm the youngest of the 5 anyway, or maybe 6, and or 7, maybe 7. But something that I got from Mom and Dad was the love of travel. And one thing they let me do was experience lots of different places firsthand, because we moved around a bit when I was younger. When I was younger, you know, that's the time to do it, because it's not any big deal. But then in 1976, for the bicentennial, they decided to take us back east and show us some of the places they've lived there and see some of the things that happened before Nancy was born. And so that was kind of a fun thing for me to do. And one of the places we went was New York. And I remember being able to get to see Yankee Stadium from every angle that you can. Because for some reason we couldn't get off the road that circles Yankee Stadium. But in honor of that trip and in honor of your wedding, here's a copy of the New York Times from the day that you were married.
Oh my
So,
God.
May 30th, 1948.
What are the headlines from all of this? Oh my word.
The Yankees win that day?
Lovely.
Oh my goodness. Thank you.
So the floor is open. And
Well,
for
Tom,
volunteers.
well, Tom, you got the floor.
Interesting stories.
Okay, I'm just gonna, I don't normally speak at these things, and you guys do a lot of these. And my family doesn't do any of them. So first off, I just want to say thanks for being such a great family for me, and congratulations on 59 and a half, and we'll make it to 60 and beyond. But you guys have just all been great, and it's been a great run for me for 20 years. So, thank you.
So have a lot of memories of living a lot of places, and mostly it was taking the trips in between the places. I remember a trip with a bunch of us kids when we were all about this tall, on a plane ride going across the country to come out to, what was it, out to Oregon?
We flew from, Chicago. We drove to Chicago, and your dad had to go to Ludington, and then we flew to Portland.
Yeah, on a couple of 4 or 5 airplanes. There was, I think it was before Nancy was born, but the rest of us, there was 4 of us.
Weren't born yet.
Yeah. And that was pretty challenging.
Yes, I said I'd never do that again forever, ever.
And then I think the next big trip I remember was driving in the brand new 1960 Ford station wagon from Paoli to Chihuahua, and stopping at places like Fort Pitt in Pittsburgh. And I think we went to Yellowstone Park on that trip. Had lots of good stops. I remember another trip about 3 or 4 years later going up to Canada. And I remember this time Nancy was born. Because we ended up spending one night beside the road somewhere in Alberta. And Nancy had this bassinet about this big. And the rest of us were sleeping kind of like all crooked all over the car all night long. So she had a good time that time. And then I remember another trip when we moved from Chihuahua down to Gabbs, Nevada, in the middle of summer. And we drove all the way down across the desert in Oregon and Nevada, and we kind of came along the last part and came across this open space. It's like 10 miles off in the distance. There was Gabbs, and kind of this big dusty cloud over the town, and
looked like hell, actually.
And everybody looked at it and said, "What is that? We're going to live there?" And so actually we didn't live there very long, and Mom and Dad moved out with most of the kids and left Ralph and I behind for a while. But that worked out
We
just
got out
fine.
as fast as we could early in the morning.
You did. That worked out real well. And
We
then,
left them with their favorite teacher to finish the school year.
right. And then I remember, let's see, Utah was in between there, and then it was Arizona. But I was still in Utah. I was going to college up there. So at Christmas break, I said I'll drive down and see the new place and So drove down through Utah and northern Arizona and never quite made it all the way to Arizona City that night. And called, I think Dad answered the phone, it was the middle of the night, and said, Dad, I ran into a truck and the car's kind of, I can't drive it right now. Dad said, oh gosh, did you do that again, Bruce? It was my second answer. Came, got me, so that was kind of my trip. And then I think the last one I remember is renting the truck in Tucson and picking up all your stuff in Vanadium to move you back to Arizona City in a snowstorm. And that was an adventure. I think Jay remembers that one. A few of us were there.
And Judy called it the white knuckle trip.
So a lot of good trips. But I think actually my favorite one was actually a very short trip when we were still in New Mexico. When you were still in New Mexico. And I came to visit one time and just taking a drive up through the hills with Mom. This truck came around the corner kind of right at us. And we had to kind of drive off the road and they hit us. And Mom and I were in the car, and the car wasn't damaged that much, but I got a traffic ticket for it. And went to the judge there in town, and I guess the guy who was driving the truck was somebody's son, like the mayor's son or something, and so I got the ticket. And I already had a pretty bad driving record, so I had to, try to figure out how to get this off my record. Is there like driving school you can go to in New Mexico? They said no, but what we do in New Mexico is we give blood at the local hospital for this blood drive. And I said, well, I'm not going to be around to do that. And Mom said, I'll do it. So Mom gave blood to get the traffic off my record. Thanks, Mom.
Okay, so I'm the only kid left. And thanks for everybody else going first, so I have time to think of the story. But the time that we did move down from Utah down to Arizona, we were coming down and we had stopped off because one of the things that Mom and Dad were really good at is when we'd go move or go on vacation, we'd always stop, everywhere. Like, look, there's a roadside placard, let's stop and see what it says. And we really got to know history and what was going on around the country. So coming down from Utah to Arizona, you have to stop at the Grand Canyon because that's the place, right? So we're coming down and we stop at the South Rim and how old was I there? I guess I was about just becoming a freshman in high school, and I had a new camera, and so I was right to the rim. I was taking pictures over there, and about an hour and a half later, I go, gee, maybe I'd be getting back. So so I get back and come to the car, and the first thing Mom did was made sure I was okay. And then she let me have it. She said, where have you been for an hour and a half? I was certain you're at the bottom of the canyon. You weren't supposed to go wandering off. So, and that's always been, something that Mom and Dad have always done. First they made sure we were safe and okay. And then they let us have it. Thank you for doing that.
I need to say something that I don't think I've said to you guys before, at least not in so plain a language as I hope to do tonight. I was thinking about this event and memories and going back, and so I thought that the memory I would recall is from 2 days ago at Ralph's house when I arrived, and Jean was warm and welcoming and engaging in conversation, and Katy was loving and energetic and out doing the dishes with me after fixing the dinner at 9:30 at night. And I remembered that 25 years ago when Nancy and I met, observing you guys was a big part of what told me I'd better try and stick with this gal. And they say you can get a good indication of how people are going to turn out by observing their parents. I didn't give that a lot of thought back then, but it was. And 2 days ago, observing you guys made me think I better try and stick with this guy for another 25, 30. So thanks.
Yeah, we made it. And we have David to prove it.
But one of the things I wanted to say that just always stays in my mind, and it's on the travel theme, but it doesn't necessarily have to be on the travel theme. But when Bruce and I moved to Atlanta, I was so totally uprooted. I'd never moved away more than 20 or 30 miles away from my birth spot, the corner of MacArthur and Broadway in Oakland. And we moved to Atlanta, Georgia, which could have been the moon or Mars. And the very first thing that happened to help me get settled was Katy and Jean came right out. And I was just so disoriented and frightened, and I'll just never forget that. Just thank you so much for being right there for us.
Well, Judy from San Francisco and Oakland moved there, and she wrote back and she said, I am flunking flowered dresses and gloves to go to the grocery store.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all.
It was culture shock and.
And the feather store.
Yeah. And the bug of the month.
Well, you
But
had
you
new
survived.
bridges
Yeah, we
down there. You
survived.
should have been all right.
You did.
Yeah.
Any other inspirations?
Last chance.
All right. I just want to share.
Who are you?
Yeah. I was the guy.
Held up the picture?
Yeah.
I was just party next door, and
I just thought I'd come in here. You guys are like fun.
the tiramisu was excellent.
Yeah. Exactly. Hey, open bar. What was I supposed to do? No, I do want to share. We were fortunate. What was it, about 6 years ago? We had the World Series here for the Diamondbacks.
Oh.
And I had the opportunity to go spend the night on a building to secure a fair amount of tickets.
19 hours.
Yeah, 19 hours. And
In line.
now it was October, but the following day, there was about 105, I think, on the side of that building.
Oh my gosh.
So, anyways, though, enough said. I did get some tickets, and it was to Game 7, and we didn't even know if that game was going to get played. But we went out and we watched Game 6 out at their house, and then that game was a blowout. So about third inning, we knew that we were going to get to go the next day, and I was just really excited to be able to get those, and have them come with us, because I know. Greg, I don't think I have to tell anyone here that Grandma's a huge baseball fan. and Grandma's a pretty big one too. Gonzo was kind of her player, her favorite player. So.
We went to LA.
Yeah, they converted Andy. Andy went in rooting for the Yankees. He came out rooting for the Diamondbacks. He was like, "Come on, Grandma, you got to stand on top of your chair and move the floor open." So it was an exciting thing.
And I said, who are you? You were a Yankee fan
Yeah.
at the beginning of this game.
Well, anyways, though, that was a great memory. I'm glad that we were able to do that.
Okay. I'm Beth, and I'm Susan's daughter. And a couple years ago, I took a picture at the fair of a flower, and there was a little bug on it. And when I printed it, when I first put it on the camera, I didn't know there was a bug on it. And so then my brother helped me, and we cropped it, and I entered it in the fair. And my grandparents came up that year, and the superintendent said, I'm going to put it in this special category. And my mom was like, no, it doesn't belong there. And she was arguing with them, but then they finally put it in there anyway. And it happened that I won $100 for it. And so then, this is a couple years later, my mom and I went to Europe with some of my school teachers. And I took a few pictures. I took some pictures, and I took this one out of the window of a bus, I think. Boat. Oh my gosh. From a boat window. And it was when I was traveling down the Seine. There we go. And I got reserve champion on it. Wow. And I thought, even though it's not as good as the one that I got $100 for, I still thought you guys might like it anyway.
Came down from Arizona, and I know that traveling's not, they're not in the prime for traveling right now, but they came down anyway to hear me sing in an operetta. But anyway, so they came down and we met. Dad picked him up at the airport on his way back from work, and we met them at the dinner because I was at school that day. And at the dinner, it was at the Wood Tavern in Oakland, and it was a normal dinner. And my uncle and my great uncle and my great aunt were there. And after that, then I had to go to the opera and get ready. So they came and saw it, but then afterwards, my grandma came up to me and said, "Where'd you learn to sing like that?" And I said, "Well, 4 years ago, you came to hear my first concert when I was with the Contra Costa Children's Chorus. And I learned most of it there, and then now I'm with the Pacific Boy Choir, so I can get all these good opportunities." And she said, "I remember that concert. On your last song, you made me cry." And so ever since that one day back then, I've had a knack for performing, and I've always hoped, and I hope that for my next performance they'll come out again, so we can enjoy all the beautiful music and enjoy all the opportunities that I face. Thank you.
Gracious you've always been to open your home to my side of the family and everybody's side of the family, and usually I only see you when my relatives come out to visit. I'm so sorry to say, being the workaholic that I am, but you always make everybody feel so wonderfully at home, and just welcome everybody with open arms, and you are an inspiration to us all. Thank you.
Thank you.
up here to join us. Cameron Gibbs. Let's leave out the word just in case. So, you're okay? All right, so. All right, lead and justice together. Oh my goodness.
That's quite an adjustment.
All right. It's all part of the act.
I got it on tape.
All right. So we'd like to do Silent Night one time through with the kids, and then have everybody join in the second time through. Then we have one more that we've prepared, and thank you. And we were kind of hoping people would just kind of join in on this one too. Would you pass those around? So we were thinking of songs that had some special meaning, and Judy had gotten a hold of me and said that Dad, you had a real affinity for the song Danny Boy. So we're hoping everybody would join in on this. And I'm going to try to fix this again without killing myself.
It's going to tip. Whoa.
Anybody can play a good one.
All right, there we go. Got it. Yeah. All right. Sorry.
Oh, no, we're going to get the plumbers for man. Oh, we're not going to get there. Okay. You got it.
Let's be awesome.
Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone.
8'1".
Outside.
It's gotta be a little crisper.
I know.
Come on, Ben. All right, let's go.
Oh, you're not going.
No, I gotta get taped.
Katy in the front. No, you're the matron of the family. Let's go.
Hey, Dad, you gotta get the picture. All you gotta do is hold it and point it. You gotta point it this way. Watch it right there.
Okay.
Coming on. I'm coming in.
Wait.
Oh, we gotta fix our shoes.
After it took her days to find
Oh,
them.
she's getting serious now.
There goes the
After all
marriage,
that
no
work
shoes.
behind these Come on. Oh, come on, guys. Back and forth.
Come on, buddy.
Ryan, this is not above you.
This is not city. It's been different though.
Party pooper! You want party pooper, party pooper, party pooper, party pooper, party pooper.
Canada, they don't do that. They don't do this in Canada. They don't do this in Canada. Joan would do this if she were in Canada.
They don't do that, eh?
Are you not Kerns? All Kerns do this.
All Kearnses, huh?
Thank you, Jerry. Margie. Children of Margie. She's going to the car. Doors open.
Hey, Bruce,
Hey, Dad.
come over here and get this.
Get this
Turning
thing.
that into a
We're here at Gene and Katy Kerns' 60th wedding anniversary party, reporting live. The party's going great. People are having fun. The music's playing. And we'll get back to you shortly with another update.
All right.
Over here.
Thank you.
Well, they popped somebody out in front of our office. I don't know how long they were there.
David, if you see this, then I was just bored.
They always do. They always do.